I have other sponsors besides Topps, but today, talking about Topps, I just got back from the million card rip party. Wanted to give you a quick description of that, but Panini, not there. Upper Deck, not there, but they may want to do something similar at some point. A very enjoyable afternoon I spent. Heritage Auctions, Huggins & Scott Auctions, other auction sponsors, Burbank Sports Cards, Mike Stadium Sports Cards, as well as Beckett.com, Beckett Media, and ComC.com. So thanks, sponsors, for providing an opportunity to do this. Had an enjoyable afternoon. Went over to the AT&T Stadium, the Jerry World, where the Topps Million Card Rip Party was being held. Got over there about 2 o'clock. First person I bumped into, of course, it's Rich Klein. So that was enjoyable. So I had a chance to visit with Rich, and he'd already been there for a while. And so, the next thing there, here's Pete Alonso, the Rookie of the Year for National League. He actually was the celebrity who opened the first pack. This is all it wasn't on the field. There was actually some other activities. It's amazing what's going on at the AT&T Stadium there. It's a huge complex, but there were other events. I thought again, this was a big event, but this was in the press box. It was overlooking the field, and kind of above the Jumbotron level, which was just, again, a spectacular view. But again, there was a lot going on at AT&T Stadium on an afternoon in February. Public was not really invited, although a lot of public will be watching through the various streaming alternatives. So mainly media, which I guess I'm now media, so other media types there. But again, it seemed like the Emily Kless, who was emceeing this, and Clay Laraski, who is a longtime Topps guy as well. There were a number of Topps people there, really enjoying the attention and all that was going on. In fact, I think they were pleased enough that they may do this again, whether it's an annual event or doing it according to some other products that they do when they launch, with utilizing the power of having so many breakers who have their own platforms. That's to be discussed, I'm sure, but seemed to be everybody having a good time. This is going on till 1 o'clock tonight. I did not stay. I actually came home for dinner. And so this is after dinner when I'm recording this. It was, again, enjoyable thing, but I'm not sure how enjoyable it'll be up till midnight and 1 o'clock. But again, a lot of great cards were being pulled and described and put on for the breakers sites. I actually did some guest opening for Jaspy's. As some of you know, Mike Jasperson was on my team, and also then worked for Topps after that, and now has Jaspy's kind of one of the bigger breakers out on the West Coast, and his son Nick was there, and remember when Nick was born, so that just dates me, but there were other podcasters there, I thought, which was cool. Got to visit a little bit with Rob Bertrand at the Code GTS guys, and saw Stefan about the cards, Eric Norton, Fat Packs. So there'll be some various podcast coverage there. Also got in a couple of interviews, which is always fun. As I've said, I really prefer in-person interviews, so you'll hear some of them in the days to come. I was just shocked when I walked in there, but by many things. Again, it was a pretty well organized event, but the supplies that are needed for 1 million cards. I just realized I have all these top loaders that are, sitting on a shelf, and penny sleeves that I don't need that are sitting on a shelf. And those, I could have brought them over and given them away or sold them or whatever. But, it's amazing to think of the scale of a 1 million cards being broken. And there was actually an element of pack wars, which is, again, a very distinctly Topps thing through Alan Nars. They'd have, Alan wasn't there, but they had some, every 30 minutes or so, they'd do a shout out for a certain kind of card. And if you could produce that, one of these, I guess it was 18 breakers, if you could produce it, then you got a prize. And the prizes were terrific. They were, one of ones or short numbered, very good stuff. So I thought they did an excellent job of making it fun. And if it's working for the breakers, I think, like I say, 1 million cards is a lot of cards, but it's really not a lot of cards for the Topps main Series 1 of their main flagship set that is very, very widely collected. So when I left, they were at about 200,000 cards open. So they were 20% of the way finish. So again, hats off to Tops, one of my sponsors. They did something innovative. I always want to applaud people that are doing things rather than complaining about things. They took action. They did something big. Hopefully it'll get some good media coverage to where the general media will tout our industry, which is kind of on a hot streak. So yeah, thanks Tops. Thanks listeners. Be back again tomorrow with another full episode. So long.